YouTube, Niner Empire, what is going down? Welcome back to another video. So, Jimmy G is linked to the Cleveland Browns yet again. Earlier during the offseason, Jimmy G was linked to the Browns as is. This was obviously before the Browns traded for Deshaun Watson. But Jimmy Garoppolo now being linked to the Browns again, potentially due to the appeal on Deshaun Watson's suspension. So obviously, as you guys know, Deshaun Watson was suspended. It was released that he was going to be suspended for 6 games, which really is not bad at all, considering, the magnitude of why he was suspended or why he's being suspended in the first place. But obviously, then a couple days later after that suspension, the NFL appealed the suspension, which basically means the NFL wants to suspend him for a full year. They want Deshaun Watson to miss a full year of playing, and that's fully on the NFL and Roger Goodell, whatever. But Jimmy G's future could possibly reside in Cleveland. According to Mary Kay Cabot of Cleveland.com, the Browns will consider acquiring Garoppolo if Deshaun Watson's 6-game suspension significantly increases upon the appeal. So, obviously, when it comes to the Cleveland Browns, you have Deshaun Watson as the starter. Backing up Deshaun Watson is Jacoby Brissett. Is Jimmy Garoppolo a better option than Jacoby Brissett? Probably. I think it's pretty safe to say that he is definitely more of an upgrade over Brissett than he is, he's definitely more of an upgrade over Jacoby Brissett, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Look, Jacoby Brissett played for New England. He played with Garoppolo in New England. Jimmy G was the second-string quarterback, while Jacoby Brissett was the third-string. Jacoby Brissett then was traded to the Indianapolis Colts just a couple of years ago. I want to say 3-4 years ago. He played and appeared in I believe he started damn near a full season for the Colts. Obviously, that was when Andrew Luck retired and whatnot. But Jacoby had good games with the Colts, but he also had bad games with the Colts. It's literally like exactly what Jimmy G was with the 49ers. I think the only difference was obviously that Jimmy Garoppolo was in a Super Bowl and appeared in, an NFC Championship game just last season. Is that because of were the 49ers in the Super Bowl because of Jimmy Garoppolo? Absolutely not. Were they in the NFC Championship game because of Jimmy Garoppolo? Absolutely not. Now, I think the biggest thing is with Jimmy Garoppolo, at least, is he's healthy, right? He had that shoulder surgery back in March. He's now healthy. He's been throwing at 49ers training camp. Jimmy G hasn't practiced with the 49ers the entire training camp, and now obviously training camp's over, but Jimmy never practiced with the 49ers team in general, during training camp, and I don't think anybody really expected him to, right? Kyle Shanahan was pretty adamant on who was going to be the starter for the 2022 season, and he publicly came out in a press conference, spoke to the media, and said that this is Trey Lance's team. Jimmy Garoppolo knows that, and, so on and so forth. So, for the most part, the 49ers are very, very clear on trading Jimmy Garoppolo. When this may take place, who knows? Who really cares? As long as he is traded, I think the 49ers, win in terms of that. Now, really throughout the whole process, the Browns have always kind of been on the radar, right? During, the offseason before Watson was traded, the Browns were linked to Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, granted, this was all before Deshaun Watson was suspended. I think a lot of people expected a suspension for Deshaun Watson, but I don't think they really knew how many games it would be. And I think 6 games is low, right? But I don't think the NFL ever found evidence on Deshaun Watson's sexual assault allegations. Now, I'm not saying that Deshaun Watson is innocent. But I do believe in you're innocent until proven guilty, and Deshaun Watson has yet to be proven guilty. So to be completely honest, I'm not exactly sure why the NFL would even go about trying to suspend him more than 6 games as is. I think a 6 game suspension with him really being innocent currently, I guess it's fair, right? The NFL doesn't want a bad reputation and whatnot. 6 games should be the max for Deshaun Watson, unless there is more stuff that comes out, that proves that Deshaun Watson is guilty of hurting umpteen women that he's supposedly hurt, right? So, like I said, I'm not saying Deshaun Watson is innocent, but they haven't really proven him guilty yet. And I think, like I said, I solely believe on you're innocent until proven guilty. And the NFL has yet to find really anything that points towards him being guilty. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody really expected him. Obviously, people expected him to get a suspension. Nobody really knew how many games that would be. It's 6 games currently. The NFL appealed that. They were trying to make it a full season, which I think is a little bit excessive for somebody that has yet to be proven guilty. But obviously for the Browns, I mean, if he's suspended for a full year, are you really comfortable with starting Jacoby Brissett in that full year? I think with Jimmy Garoppolo, you can probably make the playoffs, right? I think with Pittsburgh's probably, a 5 to 8 win team. I would say 4 to 7, but Mike Tomlin's one of the greatest coaches, probably a top 2, top 3 coach in today's league, and it's been that way for a very long time. I think with having Mike Tomlin, I give him 5 to 8 wins next season with the current team they have. Look, Mitch Trubisky's starting for them. I'm not saying Mitch Trubisky can't revive his career, but let's be honest. What are the odds of that happening? So with Pittsburgh, I don't really think they're going to be a playoff team this year. You look at Baltimore. Baltimore is always going to be in the mix with Harbaugh and Lamar and the squad they have over there. So I definitely think Baltimore will be in the mix. And then you have Cincinnati, who just got done, appearing in a Super Bowl. They will be a playoff team as well. Baltimore and Cincinnati will rule that division. I personally like Baltimore to win it this year, the division at least, but I'm not counting out the Bengals. And obviously we know how the Super Bowl hangover is. That's kind of a curse. We've seen it with the 49ers. I wish Cincinnati the best. I like the team they got over there, but maybe that Super Bowl hangover has something to do with their playoff hopes maybe, or maybe they get to the playoffs and lose first round. I don't know, right? But the bottom line is the Browns have a very good football team, both offense and defense, and I think when it comes to Cleveland, if you have Jacoby Brissett, I just don't think that puts you over the edge to get into the playoffs. It could. I could be, just completely talking down on Jacoby Brissett's name, which I guess in a way I kind of am. But I think the Browns would be more comfortable winning more games with Jimmy Garoppolo behind center than they would be with Jacoby Brissett. So, we will see how this all kind of pans out. I think it's interesting. I think the Cleveland Browns, like I said, have always really been a team that have been in the mix for Jimmy Garoppolo, have kind of been in play for Jimmy G. And then obviously with the Browns' third string, it's Josh Dobbs, who came from Pittsburgh. And then you got Josh Rosen, who obviously hasn't really seen the field since he was drafted. So a lot of factors go into this stuff, but I definitely thought all along that the Browns could be in play for Jimmy G. If Deshaun Watson is suspended for a full year, I would probably expect the Browns to at least make an offer. I definitely think, though, for the most part, the 49ers have to come to realization that they're probably not going to get more than probably a third rounder out of Jimmy Garoppolo at best. I would be very shocked. I'd be happy, but I'd be shocked if the 49ers were able to get a second round or higher pick for Jimmy Garoppolo in a trade. Unless the 49ers are dishing off a couple more assets with Jimmy G, maybe they can get a second. No shot they get a first, but I think realistically they get a third-round pick at best, I'm fine with that. If I'm Lynch and Shanahan and the Cleveland Browns come to me with a second-round pick or a third-round pick, I'm pulling the trigger without thinking, twice about it. So, yeah, I definitely think Cleveland is an intriguing team that could be in play for Jimmy Garoppolo. I think they are in play for Jimmy Garoppolo ever since Watson was suspended. But I definitely think they're going to monitor the Jimmy G situation a little bit better, considering Watson may be suspended for a full year now.